Hello everyone, my name is Rohit Gautam and this is the video of the first seminar that we presented. So let's get started. SRSecure presents cybersecurity and ethical hacking. About us, who are we? SRSecure is a team of cybersecurity enthusiasts, researchers, developers, consultants and freelancers with a vision to do something great. Who am I? My name is Rohit Gautam. I'm a pen tester, I'm a cybersecurity consultant, I'm a speaker, part-time bug bounty hunter. So what would be our agenda for today's seminar? So we'll be covering motivation, what is ethical hacking, brief about cyber world, bug bounties, free money, practicals, and finally conclusion. So what is our modus operandi? The world is full of fascinating problems waiting to be solved. Let's talk about some concepts of the cyber world. So we live in a digital era where everything from pin to aeroplane is digital. Every one of us know this. We are aware of the fact. From the time we open our eyes till we go to sleep, we are all connected to the internet. In today's time, life without internet is impossible. More fascinatingly, IoT, which I called Internet of Insecure Things. Every one of you must be knowing this person. His name is Edward Snowden. He read CIA leaks. So this is a great quote said by him. Even if you're not doing anything wrong, you're being watched and recorded. Let's talk about the hats. So basically in cybersecurity there are three types of hats: black hat, gray hat and white hat. So basically, what is a black hat hacker? A black hat hacker is a hacker who does hacking for his personal interest, personal growth, and for malicious intent and malicious purposes. What is a white hat hacker? White hat hacker is a hacker who does not do wrong things or malicious things for his personal interest. He does it for the organizations which have hired the particular hacker. And what is a grey hat hacker? A grey hat hacker is a combination of black hat hacker and white hat hacker, which means according to his mood he can do things which are malicious for his personal interest. According to his mood he can do things for a particular organization which are good. So according to me, grey hat hackers are the most dangerous ones. Let's talk about CIA Triad. So CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity and availability in information security. So what is confidentiality? Basically, in this digital world, everything should be confidential. For example, if I'm talking to a server, a client in a server, the data which is being passed in the transit should always be confidential. No third party who is not authorized to see the data should be able to see or crack the code or see the data. This stands for confidentiality. Talking about integrity, every one of us, the latest movie which came, Robot 2.0. So what we Indians do, we go on to the internet, we search for Robot 2.0 movie, free download. The word free is very important. We search for the movie, we go to number of links, we land up to a website, we go there, we click download, and instead of a movie which possibly be an MP4 file, we download something else, for example an exe file. So in this case our integrity is breached. Instead of downloading something else, we are downloading something else. So integrity is very important between the communication of a server and client. For instance, whatever I want from the server should reply back with the same thing. If I give you an example, you must have seen when developers put their applications onto the web, and whenever you go to the download page, you must have seen under the application there are some hash codes written, MD5 hash, SHA hash. Basically, those hashes are there for the integrity purposes. When you download the application from that particular website, and there's a utility called hashcalc, you go into the hashcalc, you check the hash for the application, you go into the website and match the hash, which will make this 100% safe that the file that has been downloaded from the server exactly matches and is same. So this was an basic example of integrity. Now talking about availability. So in this cybersecurity and digital world, resources should always be available to us. For example, a very basic example of 10th standard board exams, when we get the result of the board exams, we all of us directly go to the website, हम download करते हैं हमारे results. So morning से we are excited, हमने हमारे friends को phone करते हैं कि ठीक है result आया है कि नहीं. We are very keen to know our results, but we get a bad response that result नहीं आया. So why is this happening? ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? It's because many of the users, many of the students with their different IP addresses try to reach out the same server. They ask the server with different IP addresses, and the server could not handle those much of large number of IP addresses. So basically what's happening behind is because of inavailability of handling capacity of the server gives error 404 or resource not found. In this case availability is breached. आपको result वहाँ पे नहीं दिखता है because server के पास इतनी capacity नहीं है to serve all these students के IP addresses. So this was CIA Triad in a very basic explanation. Let's move on. So what is vulnerability assessment? Vulnerability assessment means to hunt vulnerabilities, which means flaws that can be exploited to cause damage and create chaos. Second question, why vulnerability assessment? Why VA? So it takes almost a decades of hard work to build a brand, but seconds to ruin. There are many big companies out there who build their products. They spend millions of rupees on their products, but what they lack is they try to minimize or cut down the cost for the security team. What happened in that case is a very big cybersecurity breach. If you take an example of the recent very big cybersecurity breach which was done on Cosmos Bank, so in that case they do not put those sincere efforts or cost for security, and finally the cost of repairing things is much more than what they should have already put in. Analyzing vulnerabilities is the paramount to any business segment. This is very important. VAPD is a very important part. So what is penetration testing? PT. Penetration testing is a systematic way to detect security vulnerabilities in an application by evaluating system on the network. So the idea is to test all network layers right from L2 to L7. Talking about all the layers, the OSI layers we should test, and we test in VAPD from layer 2 to layer 7, which is the application layer. Okay, so what's the difference between VA and PT? So basically in vulnerability assessment we search for the vulnerabilities, we assess them, and okay fine, we have found a list of vulnerabilities into your web application or your network. In penetration testing, what do we do is after assessing those vulnerabilities, we try to exploit those vulnerabilities, we try to penetrate, we try to see what could be the extent of not fixing those vulnerabilities, we try to show the severity by exploiting those vulnerabilities, we try to deep penetrate into those vulnerabilities that we have found in the vulnerability assessment phase. So this is a combination of VA and PT. Let's move next. Why penetration testing is important? Because By doing a VAPD, we could know what is the attacker's intent. To analyze the threats to the IT infrastructure, what are the drawbacks, what are the loopholes, what are the vulnerabilities into my IT infrastructure. To be proactive, always be updated. To identify the security gaps in the architecture of the IT infrastructure. What are the underlying already weaknesses which are into my web application, network applications, mobile applications, iOS applications. That's why penetration testing is important. Talking about cryptography. So what is cryptography? I'm here with a very famous example of Alice and Bob. So Alice likes Bob. So Alice is going to send a message to Bob that, hey Bob, I like you. So what Alice will do is Alice will encrypt the message with Bob's public key and send it to the Bob. Now what Bob will do is, after getting that encrypted message, Bob will decrypt that encrypted message with his private key. So in the transit, when the data is being transferred from Alice to Bob, if any person, third party attacker, is doing an attack and is taking out the data, still he would not be able to understand that Alice has written the message, I like you Bob. So basically, अगर कोई अटैकर बीच में मैन इन द मिडल अटैक करके डेटा को वहाँ से चोरी भी कर रहा है, then he is not able to decrypt it without the proper private key जो बॉब के पास है. So this is a very basic example in front of cryptography with public keys and private keys. So basically in this first seminar, this presentation, I'm going to touch all the topics of the domains of cybersecurity. We are not going very much in the deep, I know. We are going to touch all the security domains and just talk very introductory about all those domains. Okay, so let's talk about malware analysis. What is malware analysis? So first, the word malware, how did it derive? So malware basically stands for malicious software. So malicious software, malware, is basically a program like for example a virus which will create some harm into the computer, which may delete files, which may corrupt the system. You must have seen about ransomware. So basically ransomware is the type of malware of the malware family in which it infects and encrypts all the files of the system, and for decrypting, it asks for a particular amount of money, which is the ransom. So basically इसका नाम ransomware ऐसे आया. आप लोगों ने सुना ही होगा, you must be aware about WannaCry ransomware, which created so much chaos all around the world. So malware analysis में दो चीज़ें होती है, static malware analysis and dynamic malware analysis. Static में क्या होता है? When the malware is not in motion, which means the malware is there onto your system but it's not running. आपने उसे run नहीं किया, you have not double clicked the malware. Okay. Dynamic malware analysis में क्या होता है? When the malware is in motion, when the malware is running into your system, in your processes, at that time when we hunt those malwares, it's called as dynamic malware analysis. So talking about the VAPD lifecycle, what is a VAPD lifecycle? So from first we should know the scope. After knowing the scope, what we need to test, particular URLs, particular IP, we try to do information gathering. हम subdomain enumeration करते हैं, we do subnet scanning, and we try to gather as much as data. We do so much of recon. After doing recon, we use open source intelligence, we gather the data. After gathering all the data, we do is vulnerability detection. This is our VA part. We do vulnerability detection, we do find for loopholes, we do find for bugs. After that, we do information analysis and planning, and then comes in picture is our PT part. We attack and penetrate those open points and vulnerabilities that we have found our VA phase. After doing penetration testing, we try to do privilege escalation from a lower level of access, we try to do a privilege escalation to a higher level of access. For example, in a bank, I apply for a credit card loan. After applying for a credit card loan, my application would go to the admin department, who is going to check that my application is filled right. So in privilege escalation, what I do is, after finding a loophole, I try to exploit that particular dashboard through which my this report, my document is going to the admin. So I try to exploit it, and I try to get the rights of the admin. So basically, this is privilege escalation from lower level access to higher level access. After that, we do result analysis. We analyze everything कि सब कुछ ठीक हुआ है, और हमने कितने processes को और कितनी deep तक we have did the attack and penetrated. We make all the findings together, and after finding everything, we check the severity, and finally we make a report. After making a report, good report, we do cleanup of things, and our goals and objectives are being achieved. So this was basically a VAPD life cycle in short. Okay, so this is my favorite program that I developed in my post-graduation, Maarc, fancy name. So basically, Maarc is a Python-based RAT. So RAT is a remote administration tool. For example, if I say you TeamViewer is a remote administration tool, it is a legal RAT. Another example I give you is AnyDesk. AnyDesk is a legal RAT. अगर मुझे किसी से connect करना है onto the other end, I need to know his user ID and password. After getting the user ID and password, I can connect through TeamViewer. So basically, it's a legal RAT. What I have made is an illegal RAT. I do not need any authentication, user ID or password to connect to the victim. Through this RAT, which is Maarc, I can connect through multiple clients, multiple victims, and I can get the root system of that particular victim. What are the features of this Maarc? It has the functionalities of keylogger. I can dump Wi-Fi passwords of the victim. I can survey the machine. I can take remote screenshots of the machine. I can upload documents, virus, malwares from my computer to his computer. I can download his data to my computer. I can delete things from his computer. Basically, I can delete his system files, program files, tools, and also I can make funny custom pop-ups onto his system. I've given the link down there for this tool. You can go on my GitHub and download it. So basically, this is a Python-based framework. It looks something like this, Maarc, and you can see the commands one by one. Download, cd, pick is used for screenshot, delete to delete the files, help, quit, Wi-Fi pass, survey, and keylogger. So we are going to discuss about Maarc more in depth, and we are going to do a live demonstration. We are going to see a demo of Maarc in our second video. So this is cyber kill chain. So basically, what is cyber kill chain? As I explained earlier, we get a particular URL or IP, which is our target. We do complete recon, we do weaponization, and then we deliver our payload to the particular system. What is payload? Payload is how I'm going to infect my victim. What I'm going to send him to infect him is basically my payload. So मैं अपना payload send करूँगा, which falls under the category of delivery victim को, and then I'm going to do exploitation, and then I'm going to install things, install malwares, and then I'm going to get command and control. Command and control server is basically मैं remotely बैठ के after infecting the victim यहाँ से commands type कर सकता हूँ, and I can control the particular victim. And उसके बाद data filtration. I can download data, dump data, and do unusual things. So you can see Maarc kill chain. On the left hand side, this is a server, and right hand side is a client. Left hand side पे मैं हूँ, I am the server. Right hand side पे is the victim, who is the client. So first step, as you can see above, I'll create a payload. So Maarc works on Windows right now, and you can infect Windows user. So first thing is I'll create a payload बनाने के बाद I'll send this payload to client. Now how can I send this payload to client? So I'll use steganography in this case. मैं अपने payload को किसी भी PDF के साथ, Word फाइल के साथ, Excel फाइल के साथ बाइंड करके उसको सेंड कर सकता हूँ. After sending it to the client, when client opens the PDF document or Word document by any means, what will happen is I'll start a listener onto my server, and as soon as the client clicks it or opens the PDF with my malware infected payload, I will get a reverse TCP connection to my server. After getting a reverse TCP connection, I get a shell of the victim, और उस shell पे मैं जाके I can run my any arbitrary commands which I showed in the framework. So these are the frameworks that we are going to discuss all around all the videos, from reconnaissance, discovery, port scanning, enumeration. These are the tools which we are going to use in further video series. There are some more useful tools. These tools are basically used for malware analysis: ProcMon, Explorer, Resource Hacker, Dependency Walker, IDA Pro. ProcMon, Proc Explorer are the part of Sentinel suite. We are going to use them. You can follow us on our website, which is www.SRSecure.xyz. I hope if you like this video, you can go and like our LinkedIn page, which is linkedin.com/SRSecure. So thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, you can post those questions into the description, as well as we have a WhatsApp group with SRSecure. So I'll put the WhatsApp group link into the description too. You can add into the group, and you can always ask any questions 24/7. I'm available to answer all your questions, doubts, and queries. So let's exit. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you in next video. Goodbye. Stay safe.